morning. We'll wait for a few people to get into chat. Delilah is riding shotgun. She doesn't like driving too much. So you're going to have to, you know, deal.
In 100 feet, turn left onto Creekview Court. Take the next left onto Creekview Court, then turn right onto Kentucky 245 South.
So we're going to downtown Bardstown.
Take the next right onto Kentucky 245 South, East John Rowan Boulevard.
The sun's right in my eyes. We're going downtown Bardstown, then we're going to the Sheriff's Department, and then we're going to go and drive all of the places that have happened in the Crystal Rogers case.
Continue on Kentucky 245 South for half a mile.
So I'm trying to run because when I try to record and run the maps, it doesn't work well on my phone. So I'm running the maps off another phone so I can let you guys see what's going on. But I figured, you know, where does it all start? It really does start at Bardstown Police Department. Why? But we're going downtown first so you guys can get a lay of the land. It is a very cute area here. The population is a little over 13,000 people in 2024 census. So there's a lot of crime in Bardstown that has happened. There's a lot of crime that's happened in Bardstown for 13,000 people. I mean,
in 1,000 feet, use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto US 150 West Springfield Road.
And I'm looking at the timeline. And it appears Jason Ellis...
At the light, use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto US 150 West Springfield Road.
Okay, let's shut that up. I'll look at the map. It all started in 2013 with Jason Ellis, and then less than a year, the Netherlands were unalived. The mother was shot, but the 16-year-old daughter was very, very personal. Okay, come here. Delilah, let me pull over. Delilah will not shut up. So let me just put her in my lap real quick. Sheriff caught the camera when I pulled her over here. Okay, let me get her in my lap. She just doesn't shut up. She just sits there and whimpers the whole time. Delilah, you're gonna have to sit down and chill out if you're gonna be in my lap. Now. All right, so we have, let me get back to it. So everything starts at the Bardstown Police Department. And why do I say that? It's because Jason Ellis was killed in 2013. He was the first of the murders that kicked off in this small town. Then came the Netherlands. Now, the mom as well as the daughter were dating people. And the mom was, a single mom. And so she was a very nice looking lady, and she was a special ed teacher. So it makes you wonder what was, who were they dating? Who were they around? Because it seemed so stinking personal for the 16-year-old girl as opposed to the mother. The 16-year-old girl, she was, like I said, she was, stabbed, and she had her, throat. Yes. So that to me seems ultra personal. Now, I don't know if these things have anything to do with one another. It's not that she jumps. I saw the text message that came in. She jumps, and then when I put my hand out, she jumps in it, and then she got her foot stuck in the cord on the phone. That's what happened. So, anyways, long story longer is this is a 13,000 person community, and we have 5 individuals dead. How can they not be freaking related? All of them unsolved except the Crystal Rogers case? All of them? That does not make sense to me, because it seems this is just speculation station. This is not factual in any way, shape, or form, okay? Just not factual. But it seems to me like something happened. Say, I don't know, Jason was ambushed. How about if one of the Netherlands, either the daughter or the mother, was related or knew who was responsible for that? And so they end that issue, right? And then comes Crystal. So we have Jason Ellis. Let's listen to this. And it's women. It's all women. And it's all women that were dating, that could. I don't know what the Netherlands were, but it's all women that could have been dating. Let me turn this around. We're getting into downtown and we'll just chat. There we go. Here's Bardstown, downtown Bardstown. So here it is. Just a very small, quaint town. It's hard to believe that this beautiful, like, this is the bourbon capital of the world. People should be happy, right? Look at this. Look how cute this is. Look how ever-loving cute this is. This is just absolutely adorable. Downtown Bardstown, it's hard to believe 5 people in this beautiful town were murdered, y'all. Murdered. Now you're going to tell me that something ain't connecting here? I think it's very, very important that we look at the facts of this case. And the bottom line is the facts of this particular case is that a police officer was ambushed. Think about that. Ambushed. We're not talking about an accident. We're talking about somebody that knew his route, that knew his personal, where he would be at a specific time, knew his routine. You're not talking about a dumb idiot here. You're talking about somebody that planned an execution of a police officer. And then in less than a year, a mother and daughter are murdered, brutally murdered. That's sus right there. Less than a year. It sounds like somebody knew something. And guess what happened a year after the murder of the mom and daughter? Guess what that was? Crystal Rogers. So now do you see this? It's awfully weird. We have an ambushed police officer and nothing but women murdered after that. The 2 years after preceding his ambush. All women, 3 women. A 16-year-old girl and 2 grown women. Let me turn this way. I want you guys seeing going down to the main thing. That's why I turned around. Delilah, come on, sit still, would you? If you're going to start whimpering, I'm putting you back over in your seat. The whole purpose of you being here is to not whimper. Okay. Look at this. Look at it going in. Ready? Look at that. I just think that's pretty. Okay, come on. You're getting back over in your seat. I'm not playing with you. There you go. If you're going to cry, you can cry over there. I just think this is beautiful. Okay, so now we're done here. So let's go over to the Bardstown. Let me pull. I don't want to type on my phone without pulling over. So let me get to a parking spot and then we'll adjust. Ooh, it's starting to get a little too warm in the car. Here we go. Yeah, and they have 2-hour parking. I just love this. This is just too cute for me. This is just too cute for me. Okay, guys? I mean, it really is. It's just a cute, amazing little shindig here. Okay, come on. Bardstown Police Department. Now, I will break truth. I will break truth to you guys. You guys probably know by now that I've been here. That is true. I am going to be here for several more days, but I wanted to get the bulk of my research done before I went live, and the bulk of my research has been done. So now that I've done everything I needed to do for the investigative journalism side of things, now we can do the content creator side of things, which is taking you guys around and seeing all the places that I've already been to and what have you. So we're going to be heading over to the police department. And this police department is actually connected to the sheriff's, the Nelson County Sheriff's Department. If you hear a little squeaky toy, it's not a squeaky toy. That's Delilah having a, let me get over in the other lane, having a little fit that she's been doing every time we drive. Good gracious, that sun is right in your blessed eyes. It's freaking 9 o'clock in the morning and you got to drive with the sun slap dead in your eyes. That sucks. I love Florida weather. By 9 o'clock, the sun's almost halfway in the middle of the sky. But I figured I'd take you guys for a ride. Let me see if I can just knock that down just ever so slightly. Probably not. But there's snow on the ground here. It's beautiful, and we're just taking some cruises to a few places. Now, I will tell you, I thought the farm was a lot further away from the town, but this is such a small community. It literally goes from residential to country very quickly. You know, in Manatee County, we kind of have a buffer zone of industrial, so it goes from kind of the city vibe to the industrial, and then to the rural, and that's kind of how we got ours set up. So we have all the industrial and businesses kind of in between the city limits and county limits and the country. Hey guys, I'm unable to see what you guys are typing, because you guys can see the sun's in your eyes just as much as it's in my eyes. And we're getting close. The sheriff's department should be getting close. I recognize it. Recognize this McDonald's, so we should be getting fairly close. I will tell you, it's freaking cold, okay? It's cold for this Florida woman. It's cold for my little pooch, but I figured she might dive into the snow. I didn't know how she would react if she saw snow, but it's not like it's a bunch of snow. It was just little piles here and little piles. I turned the volume down. Oops, I could have turned right there. Oh well, the next one we'll turn at. Find a place to turn around. I think that was my place to turn around right there too. Oh, there we go. We'll turn here. Okay. I don't know. It's like, I guess the vibe really is a country vibe, y'all. It's a country vibe, but it's a little different than just straight country. It's a little different than just straight country. It's like, I don't know. It's got a city vibe to it, but it has a country setting. I guess that's what I could say, because there are houses, and they're not, I mean, they're large lot sizes, but there are some areas where they're just stacked on top of each other, like many of our communities. But for the most part, people are, you know, they're not touching one another. You know, they got a little room to work and live. But I don't know. I think this is a beautiful place. Everybody has been so nice. Law enforcement has been nice. I was there yesterday. The place looked completely like desolate, but there was an officer that came and was sitting up there, I guess going in, finishing up some paperwork, and was about to walk into the sheriff's office. So I'll be poking around here for the next few days, but I want you guys to see everything that I get to see. It's not very often we get a road trip. We used to quite often, just not much late. Here, this is where I missed my turn, right here. Oopsie. Well, we're here now. I think this is, where's my turn? Is it this way? Can I go? Oh yeah, I guess I do. It's okay. It's okay, Delight. There it is. Okay, I came in a different way than I came in yesterday. I don't know how I came in yesterday. But here's, let me straighten you guys up just a little bit. So here's the Bardstown Sheriff's office, as well, or excuse me, the Nelson County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Bardstown City Police. Okay, so they're right there in that building in front of you. I know it's hard because the sun's like right in our eyes, but there is the Bardstown Police and the Nelson County Sheriff, and this is where they had interviewed and interrogated Nick Houck and Chris and Brooks Houck. But Bardstown Police is also where it's also where Jason Ellis was working at the time he disappeared. So, all right, buddy, maybe look where you're going. Okay, thank you. Okay. There we go. You guys get Delilah doing well. Okay, so now that we're here, this is where they state in the interview with Brooks, his brother calls. He's being interviewed just days after Crystal's disappearance. And what do? They end up going to, let me get out of here. I gotta try to, I think I'm blocking some traffic. Let me go get in a parking spot somewhere, and then I'll look for let me just look for my location. So then after this, both Brooks, good gracious, I gotta park right in the freaking sun. I can't even see. Let me turn you guys around so you see what kind of hot mess express I've got going on here. Every time I turn, the sun is literally right in my eyes. I've got my freaking seat jacked up as far as I can jack it up, just to get, what is this? I don't like this. Why do I have to have a split freaking screen like that? Okay, now we're Pascal Ballard. That's it. So then Nick and, Brooks is inside there being interrogated, and he's been in there for several hours, and then all of a sudden his phone starts ringing, ring, 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 and it's his brother Nick Houck. He used to work for the police department, and he's actively and the police department as well as the sheriff work together. Okay, they're separate entities, but they're to work together. And when you're police, when you wear the uniform and you actively oppose working with the sheriff's department for your family, you're going to get a pink slip, because you're required to wear that badge no matter who is breaking the law. You are there to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America and the local laws, and that's what your job is. And so whenever you're out there and you're not cooperating, or you're actively engaging suspects not to cooperate, that's a good way to get a pink slip, and that's exactly what happened. He was obstructing justice. And not only that, when he left, Brooks Houck left this interrogation, him and Nick both went straight out to Mommy Dearest's house. I was out there yesterday. I'm not going to drive on the road. We'll drive past. I'll show you where it's at, because It's a one-lane road that goes all the way up. One lane, not one lane both ways, one lane. That means if somebody's coming towards you, you got to get off the side of the road, have one lane onto the road and one lane on the ground. They have one road in and one road out to that farm. And there's other properties that border that farm. There's other houses and other stuff, so it's not all their property. I need to look at the maps to find out what their property actually is, but it looks like it's on one side of the road and maybe back and around on the other side, but there's a house there, so it has to stop at that other property because that other property is a property owner. So we're going to go out there. I'm going to show you where Nick Houck and Brooke Houck went. This is also the place where Crystal Rogers, law enforcement believes not only was murdered, but still may be out there on this property, buried somewhere or disposed of in some other means. When Brooke, and I believe that this was a premeditated situation, not only that, but you guys have to see this spot for Jason Ellis. This right here made perfect sense to me. And I think whenever I went to exit 34, what cleared everything up is one, how desolate the area is, and two, the lying in wait and where would somebody park their car. That's where I wanted to know. Who could park their car? Where could they park it? I found the place. There's no place to park the car except one spot. Up there on the top before the ramp goes around, where somebody could have parked, walked across the road with a rifle, set that ambush up, and executed it perfectly. So I definitely believe without a doubt that it was somebody that knew this man and somebody that had some type of axe to grind with him. The problem here is he wasn't around here very long. He came from, I think, Chicago or something like that. And he had just started doing, had the canine, started doing the drugs and the DUI type of traffic and law enforcement aspect of it. And this particular night, he was not in his normal cruiser. He did not have his dog. And from my understanding, didn't have the proper radio that he's accustomed to having. How would anybody know that except somebody very, very close to him? There's no alleged affairs either for him or his wife. So what happened? What happened? So let's go on ahead out to Mommy Dearest's house. Now from here, you would think that a farm of 245 acres would be miles away. It's not. It's actually only 12 minutes. So Brooks got in his pickup truck and hightailed it to his mother's house. So let's start heading out to the mom's house. It's about a 12-minute drive. Again, we're not going to turn on the road. I don't want to turn on the road. I was out there yesterday. I don't like the location. I don't like being, where I could possibly be blocked in. And we already know this family is a murderous family. I'm not putting myself in any more danger than I already do. I got to take precautions. They don't mind killing people. I mean, we got both Brooks and his brother Nick potentially up on some type of charges. Am I in the turn lane or am I in the... Hold on, let me back up here. I want to make sure I'm not in the turn lane because I need to go straight. I can't tell. I'm not used to this stuff over here. I think this is a turn lane. This is a turn lane. Okay, I need to go straight. There we go. Okay, we just got to go straight across the road. I hope you guys are enjoying this. There's not much here. I mean, it's beautiful, and what they do have here is nice. It's got a very historical charm to this community, I think. Oh, look at that, Crystal Rogers. Big, huge billboard. We got to go back by there and see that big, huge billboard right there up in this community. I love that. I love that. It seems so funny that Crystal's family is putting up huge, huge signs, even on the interstate, y'all. I found several signs yesterday along the Blue Green Parkway, or whatever it's called, whatever. So now we're heading over to Mommy Dearest, and actually this is a pretty drive. I think you guys will like this. I mean, look at this. This is picturesque. This is picturesque. It's so sad that there's so much baggage, like they have some secrets in this town, and it makes you wonder what those secrets are that wind up five people dead, including a 16-year-old girl. I can't. For whatever reason, I just feel like, you know, Nick being not the married guy, he's kind of the buffoon of the family. I feel like he might have been dating this is a 13,000 person place. There's not a whole lot to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to assume that husband and wives probably grew up together, right? There's not a whole lot of pickings. It's okay, baby. It's okay. No, you can't come over here. All you do is cry over here too, so you got to stay right there. And they got a mess of distilleries here. Here's a distillery, Heaven Hills Distillery. There was another one that we're going to drive by. I think it's Woolard Distillery, which is closer to the farm. And when I was doing my research on this community, come to find out, it sounds like Bardstown might be the bourbon capital of the world, from what I was reading. And so that makes you wonder, bourbon, you know, there was bourbon heists. I don't know if you guys know about some bourbon heists, and this bourbon is some top dollar stuff. I never knew that people would rob bourbon. You know, we're not living in bootleg eras, but there was a bourbon heist not too long ago. Why is this person stopping? Oh, must have found what they lost off the truck. Oh, there's somebody picking up a hose. Good gracious. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna bite their butt, Delilah? You better get them. Taking a bite out of crime. That was her torrential, or her ferocious growl. Oh, he's such a cutie pie. Oh, dear goodness. Yeah, it's the Willett Distillery. Now, this is the drive I do not like. It's going up the mountain. Hopefully you guys are still seeing it. I checked yesterday to make sure that we would be able to do this drive with very limited interruptions. And believe it or not, in this mountainous town, they actually have pretty decent 5G internet all throughout. Even up here in this area, I had 3 or 4 bars of 5G even out at their farm. So there's not a whole lot of dead zones that can be a culprit to why somebody couldn't call law enforcement. Cell phones work around here, data works around here, not just LTE. I mean, we got 5G out here in the farm, you know, at the farm. So we're right now about 9 minutes out. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride. This is gonna probably be the last drive-through of Bardstown, unless I have an opportunity to come up here and dig a little bit deeper into these cases. We have unsolved homicides here, y'all. We got a police officer, which you guys know I'm a back the blue type of person, and I don't like knowing any of our law enforcement officers are intentionally gunned down. I think their job is dangerous enough. So what would be the purpose? Could it be jealousy? Could it be a promotion? Could the putz that was, because there's only one family that I know that's willing to kill for something so far in this 13,000 population and community. And right now, the murderers appear to be Brooks Houck and potentially Nick Houck. Brooks Houck has been at least accused. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but he's been sitting behind jail since 2023 behind bars. His brother Nick, on the other hand, law enforcement believes his brother Nick executed Crystal's father, Tommy, because he was getting too close. And so I was doing a lot of research. I might hang up on you. Can you guys see me? Guys there? Okay. It popped back on. It was only gone for like 5 minutes, and it popped back on for me, but it didn't allow me to reset the internet, so I can't see because this freaking sun won't get up into the sky. Can you guys see again? It's saying that we resumed. We're about 4 minutes out from the Houck family farm. No, we can't. It was bad. Yes, okay, good. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I was driving, it was showing, it was recording. That was surprising, because on my end, it was showing me. I flipped the camera around, I could read your chat. I could do everything. It shouldn't be too bad. It might be because I'm running the internet off of my Wi-Fi as well, but we're almost there. We're about 3 minutes out. We can see you now. Okay, good. Yeah, there's one spot in the mountains that I didn't realize was a dead zone, but usually it re-triggers me to refresh, and it didn't do that, so I just thought it was normal. I thought you guys could see. All right, so we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and we're there. We're going to go on the back side of the Houck property because I'm not going to go down that road again. So we're about 3 minutes out, and I've got to I went ahead and checked all this stuff out so I know exactly what property it is and yada yada yada. But I can't, we're gonna have to map it. That's an ammonia tank right there, but it's not the big one that D. Warner was in. Okay, here it is. We're coming up to it. This is the house. This is the stuff over here. This is the property there. This is the property. I'm not gonna go back there because it's telling me, oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. We still got another, we gotta go on 46. Put you back in here. We gotta go on 46 and then we'll be at the property. This is not the 1-lane road. I got the wrong property. Don't listen to that. I looked at it. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't look like the house that I was looking at. It wasn't. We got just a few more. Okay, here's the property. Sorry, guys. Here it is. Let me take you guys off. Gracious. I hit a button and the whole thing goes down. There's Pritchard Ballard. This is the property. That's the house right there. There's the, here it is right here. This is the property. I'm not going to go back up there again because they let the dogs out the last time, which I wasn't out of the car or anything, but here it is. There's their property. And I don't know where their farmland is unless it's over on this side of the aisle. And look at this lake. Look at this body of water right there. My understanding, they never drained that lake. They never drained any of it. And this is their neighbor. So there's a road, again, like I said, it's a 1-lane road. I'm not going down it again. But that's where Brooke Houck and Nick Houck met after the interview with the interrogators. They came out here, and they were able to see that they came out here. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn around. I got to find a turnaround spot here. And I'm going to turn around, and we're going to go back. We're going to start heading to Brooke Houck's house. Actually, we'll go to Nick's house because Nick's house is the one where he was at. So he leaves this area. Let me find a turning point and turn around. And Nick is Pullman. So Nick is at his property in Pullman, right? Off of Pullman Avenue. Your location. I go back. Start. Nick's house is 16 minutes. Let me turn around right here. And look at all these lakes. There's another lake right here. Would somebody notice if somebody is going to or dumping something in a lake in the middle of the night? I don't think so. People around here are probably sleeping. Unless they have dogs that bark, they're not going to know jack crap. So now we're going back. I'll try to tip you guys down to the sun, away from the sun, but now we're going to be going back. So there's going to be a dead zone, y'all. Just stick around. You guys know there's going to be a dead zone when we go back down this mountain. We already hit it once. So if we hit the dead zone and it doesn't bring me back up, just stick around. As soon as I'm through the dead zone, I'll be back active on here. So you guys can take a ride with me to Nick Houck's house. Now, Nick came from his house, which was 16 minutes away. Brooks came from the sheriff's office, which we determined was about 14 minutes away. So they both left around the same time and arrived out here to their mother's family farm at the same time. Now, 254 acres is quite a large farm, okay? Not as large as, say, the Moselle hunting cabin of 1,700, almost 1,800 acres, but it's 254 acres, and it doesn't look like they really farm, to be honest with you. I don't see, I mean, we have farmland, but I have not seen any farming, if that makes sense. Nobody's got crops. I don't see crops. Now, granted, it's cold. What can you grow in crops? I don't know what farmers grow in crops in the winter. I have no earthly idea, you know, because I'm not a freaking farmer, okay? I've got some legal background and a content creator with a big mouth and a bullhorn, okay? That's my job, okay? Farming is not Bullhorn Betty's job, okay? Somebody with a little farming experience. They grow nothing. Yeah, they grow nothing. There's nothing out here. Now, the only thing I can think of is, as well, now just, again, this is devil's advocate. This is just theories and assumptions. It's nothing to do with any other thing. This is country. We know that a lot of manufacturing of certain substances happen out in the country. And we've got the death of a freaking police officer. I mean, is it and Brooks Houck, you know, he was a millionaire at 30-something, and he doesn't own bourbon or a bourbon distillery. How the hell did this man amass such the wealth that he did? Now, I had a friend, this is back in my 20s, you guys, if you've been with me for a while, you all know my 20s. I was in a lot of nonsense. I was in things that I'm lucky to be alive and survived from, okay? And I'm not even talking about the drugs and the physical abuse. I'm just talking about, you know, knowledge and the people and the types of people I was hanging out with at the time. Well, I had a friend, I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a specialty marijuana dealer. Okay, what is a specialty marijuana dealer? Okay, well, he did all of the really expensive hydroponic, you know, the stuff with the big old crystals all over, you know, if you know anything about, you know, hemp or whatever, that was his thing. Well, he lived in nice houses. He had multiple rental properties. He was a young, not even quite 30 years old, with several millions of dollars that he was funneling to his mom and grandmother, you know, basically money laundering to not have to show the income until he finally, you know, incorporated. And then once he incorporated, he started paying taxes on his money, and now he shows income. I don't know if they can do that now. This was, you know, 20 some years ago. But that was the only person, and that was in my small county, but my small county has a lot of money in it. You know, I'm not sure out here. It seems like the average person out here is under the age of 40. So you've got a lot of homes and families out here. And the median income level out here is about approximately $45,000 a year, $46,000 a year. It's definitely not, not $120,000, $200,000. So how does an area that doesn't have a lot of medium income have this Crystal Rogers was 35 when she was executed. And I'm going to say executed because I think the evidence proves that. What does the evidence prove? The evidence proves that her and Brooks arrived at his mother's farm, and within 15 minutes, he's driving away from the farm alone. So that tells me within 15 minutes, it went from happy times, them having a quiet evening, to her being gone. So, and him trying to figure out what to do now. What is he going to do? What does he need? And he's trying to leave. He's going to go to the supply store. He's probably thinking that somebody sees his truck leaving. He needs to bring it back. There was a whole mess of activity going on in time and areas that it wasn't meant to go on at. And he's talking about going to the feed store at 8 o'clock at night. The feed store is closed. And who's feeding the cows at 8 o'clock at night when you can't even freaking see? I've never heard of any farming like that, Most farmers I know wake up at the crack of freaking, before dawn even breaks, and starts getting ready because they only have daylight, so much daylight to get all their chores done for the fall. Close where we dropped the last time, so just we can get down the mountain as quickly as possible. So if I go off, please. Can you guys hear me or see me? Can you guys hear me or see me? We should be back. Okay, thank you. All right, we made it through it. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go now. We just had to get through that dead zone. We're back up. For those that are just joining in, we went from the sheriff's / police department to the family farm and took the trip that they would have taken the day that Brooks Houck had the interview, and him and his brother called him, distracted him, wanted him to get up and leave the interview, the interrogation, and leave out. Now, the interrogator in that interrogation was very blunt with Brooks Houck and let him know that he was his primary subject, and asked him basically if he still wanted to talk to him. And Brooks, of course, wanted to assist in the investigation because he had nothing to do with the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, allegedly. So while he was there, and he had been there for, I don't know, a significant amount of time, over an hour, maybe even closer to 2 hours at this point, and all of a sudden his brother calls him and tells him to get up and leave. And so he's you can hear it. It almost sounds like it's staged because he wanted to make sure that law enforcement heard that conversation, in my opinion. They wanted to make sure that he heard, oh, well, they're not trying to railroad me, and, all this other nonsense. And as soon as that interrogation had ended, both Brooks as well as his brother went and met at the family farm. So we can only take one trip from Bardstown police to the family farm. Now we're taking the trip from the family farm to Nick Houck's property, so you guys can see what way he would have taken to get out to the family farm, but we're doing it backwards. So now you're seeing from his drive back, basically, because it's too difficult to go from his house here. We've already been here, so we can deduct that it took 16 minutes for him to get here and about 14 minutes for Brooks to get here. They left about the same time, arriving at around the same time to the family farm. And law enforcement wants to know what they were discussing. Why did they meet out there? The whole family is involved in whatever's happened. I know that Jason Ellis's family has been very quiet, and they're suffering, but they don't want to make a spectacle out of Jason's case. But my situation is much different. I really, you know, you got to make a decision. Is justice important? Is your loved one's justice important? And if it is, you got to quit keeping quiet. That's just my suggestion. You know, I'm just one of those people that throw everything on the table. You know, even in my own life, what you guys see is kind of what you get. I throw everything on the table and I figure it out. You know, sometimes you just have to do that. The only person that prevents you from moving forward in life is yourself, period. Nobody else. Everybody says they have you know, their boot on my neck or this, that, and the other. No, they don't. You allow them to have that boot on their neck. If what they're doing didn't faze you, if you just realize that these people don't have anything to do with your life, you can move on. So you are your own worst enemy at times, and I think that that is relevant in this case as well, because I think Brooks and Nick were their own worst enemy. I think if they really wanted to make people believe, and along with Katie and Chris, if they really wanted to make people believe that they had nothing to do with it, they would have done stuff like searching and actually looking like they care. Now Katie has a noose around her neck, and of course now she's emotional. Now you see her crying. Why? Because she's crying for herself. The gig is almost up. Many of us know the gig is almost up. They're grasping at straws. And much different than this case. This case, they had a little more meat on the bone. The bad guys had a little more meat on the bone in this case because he was very intimidating. Think about it. Everybody around this case started falling off the earth. You know, they were being murdered. That's pretty intense if you ask me. Hi, Delilah, you're doing so good. Look at you. Oh, yes, sweet Bob. You're such a big, big girl. You're such a big, big girl. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I'm riding shotgun. I'm the boss of this. I don't care what Mommy says. She says she rules the roost, and I say I do. I say I do. Oh, there's her little whimpers. She's like, I'm not getting enough attention, Mommy. You just paid me some attention and quit paying your friends attention. So now I want to da. There's the old Bardstown Inn. Everything is just so, I don't know. It's so serene and peaceful here, y'all. Like, I have fallen in love with this area. I mean, absolutely in love with this area. And to think that it's so lethal to be here. It's like, what? You know what? No way. No way. Now, remember how I told you guys that I feel like Nick Houck is like the, you know, putz of the family, which I do believe he's the putz of the family. He really lives like the putz of the family too. We just saw Mommy Dearest's house. Okay, we're gonna go over and see Brooks, where he was living with Crystal Rogers here, just you know, to round out this trip. But we have him, Boone's Butcher Shop. They got fresh meat here too. Good gracious. Why didn't I bring a trailer on? Ready to buy a cow. I'm ready to buy a cow. Where was I getting at? Oh yeah, and so they both live in fairly nice houses. Now, I gotta be honest with you, like the property for Mommy Dearest, I can say, yeah, she looks like she's got some money with some nice land out there. Brooks, how God, you know, I'm surprised he lived, I mean, his house is nice, don't get me wrong. It's just, to me, it's not, you know, a house that a man that has $10 million lives in. Just saying. Just saying. So again, I'm interested in how he acquired his wealth, you know. And we hear, you know, American stories all the time. You know, people taking $100 and turning it into this huge, you know, huge thing. I get that. But there's just something that never felt right to me about this. You know, especially his mama's property, because it sounds like he bought her property and gave it back to her or something like that. There was some weird stuff that I found out a few years ago that really didn't seem right to me. But I could be wrong about that. I might be mixing it up with another case because we've been covering this case extensively for several years. You know, this was when it was still a cold case and a, cold homicide case. Yeah, I never thought, I guess, that Brooks would finally be brought to justice. But he is. He was. He's going through it now. Oops, this is my turn. Sorry, Lila. I know you hate when I slam on my brakes. But I don't really slam on my brakes, but oh, did I turn the wrong way? Let's see. See, this is kind of weird. Like, they have those, like, the shopping and industrial place right here, right in a residential area. It just seems odd to me. That's all. I turned the wrong... Did I turn the wrong way? Looks like I turned the wrong way. Let's go up here. We'll get the sound back on. Looks like I'm supposed to go up to another street. This is one pretty busy area here for a Monday morning. 9:30. Yeah, I did pass the turn I was supposed to make. I think it's that road right there. There it is.
Turn left onto Old Bloomfield Pike. Continue on Old Bloomfield Pike for 3/4 of a mile.
About 3 minutes away. We got several cell towers throughout this town, which is good. Hopefully you guys are still sticking with. I don't know. I think if I could have the good internet that they have out here, I could definitely, I could dig this vibe here. I really could. This is just
in a 1/4 mile, turn right onto Allison Avenue.
A very quaint town. Very quaint town. And a lot of outdoor stuff. You could be hiking, fishing. There's a lot of stuff to do here. Alright, we're getting close to our turn, which is right here. This business, I can't see if they have cameras on it or not. It looks like they might have some cameras. I'll have to go check. They'd be able to tell exactly where when Nick got out. But as you can see, we're getting kind of more in the run. I mean, the houses are nice. I don't want to, offend people, but this is not as nice as what we were just going through, right? There are some nicer homes, but there are more rundown homes over in this area. Pullman. We're on Pullman now, so looks like we're about a 1/10 of a mile up. All right, so let's get this. Let's undock you because I have a funny feeling to show you. So it's going to be on this side of the road. We got a stop sign here. So I think it's up at the, I know he's a corner lot. So, there it is. He's right across the street from the, look at that, graveyard. Very quiet neighbors here. There's his house. Right there. So he left from this location and went to Mommy Dearest's house. There was a black truck there yesterday. It's missing. And look at that. Talk about neighbors. Talk about neighbors. That's creepy AF. Come on. Come on, y'all. You know that's creepy. Let's see. You guys are back hooked up. All right. Now we're going over to... And Nick's house is only 7 minutes away from his brother. So it looks like him and his brother live near each other. Remember that statement that his brother never saw him in this this town, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's creepy too. And a hearse. I'm driving. You guys missed it because it's at the end. We just left the graveyard, and I pull out from Nick's house, and there's a hearse. A person driving a hearse going toward the graveyard. That's just creepy. I'm sorry. It just is. They have nice roads, as you guys can see. It's not like they're filled to the max. It looks like their infrastructure for the better part has been is well established here. They've got internet, they've got roads. They don't really have a whole lot of traffic jams. They got people that make, you know, decent money, about $50,000 a year. Just a very nice, humble, you know, bedroom community, really. I mean, it's kind of rural out here. It's not really close, like, you know, to one another unless you're in certain communities. But for the better part, I mean, it's a nice place. It's definitely not a place that I would drive through and think that there's this underbelly of society here that is lethal. Lethal is not what I don't know. I don't know. Hey guys, for those that are just tuning in, we are in Bardstown, Kentucky. We're taking a look, a lay of the land, if you will, of where everything is at here in proximity to one another. This is something that we are accustomed to doing on literally every single case that we come by. We take a look at the property. We look at, you know, the farmland is going to take a little more work. Now that I saw the property and see how I'm very confused where the 245 acres are, you know. So now I've got to get to the maps and pull the property records and stuff like that and figure out, you know, how in the world we, you know, where the 204, we know that they're there because we know that law enforcement searched it. I just can't visualize it until I see it on the map. I see their house. I see they have bays. They have huge buildings on that house. One is a 4-bay industrial metal building. They have just a lot. Let me get you guys back over here so you guys can watch the road trip. Gas $2.69. Oh dear goodness. I love their gas prices here. We're about 3 minutes out from Brooks Houck's property. And I don't want you guys, you know, when you saw Rosemary's face, that mafia, angry, you know, she does not look like a nice lady. And I keep thinking, you know, for a woman to have two sons, potential, it's kind of like a BJ, you know, like Leilani Simon case, if you will. Like, the lady produced two murderous children. One was her son, Quentin, and her daughter, Leilani. And Leilani killed her son, Quentin, which is ironic. So she produced two murderous children. There's got to be a reason. It makes me wonder what they witnessed their parent do. And the look of that lady, when I look at that, at their mother, Rosemary, I'm telling you, I get an evil, and I mean evil vibe off of her. And that's through the computer. She gives me this evil vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. And it makes me wonder, you know, why her kids feel like have they covered up another murder years and years and years ago? Like, I want to know when Rosemary came to this town. I got questions. I've got questions. I'm sorry. I looked at that lady. That lady looks evil as hell to me. And she's got one son that's behind bars and one son that the DA states that they believe he also unalived somebody. So she's got two murderous children as well, if convicted. Now, granted that we're speaking as if they are convicted, which we both know Nick Houck hasn't even been arrested, right? He hasn't even been arrested for the crimes that the DA has accused him of publicly. But they also accused Brooks Houck many years as being the suspect in the Crystal Rogers case, and it went years without an arrest in her case. So how many years is it going to be? I think once they get through these testimonies, I think they're going to be making more arrests. I think Rosemary is going to be arrested, and I think Nick Houck is going to be arrested. And I truly believe that there might be another. Did I pass my? Oh, shit! Hold on, I got to turn around. I missed my turn. Not paying attention to my GPS. I'm paying attention to the road, but not the GPS. I got the GPS off, which is causing me some issues. Okay. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss Delilah. I'm so sorry. Did I choke you? You just don't like being in the car. You don't like the bouncy. I think it's fun. You think it's weird. Okay. Sorry, guys. I drove past my turn. I got all this stuff on the roads to help slow you down. So you can't. It's not this one. It's the next one. Here we go. Here's his road right here. Let me undock you. Because he's on the side of the road. So I can turn you. He's 113.
Your destination is on the right.
So it's right there. That's the house right there. Right there. That's the house. 113. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cul-de-sac. My GPS just fell off because I accidentally hit the cord. So there's his house right there. That big old, whatever that is, the stage or whatever's in the back. That's the house right there. That's the one that Crystal disappeared. Well, she was living in with Brooks Houck and her son Eli. Right there. All right. Let me get you guys situated back up here. Twist it around. There you go. There we go. Sorry guys. Trying to find my way out. Okay, I think we hit all the spaces, all the places that we needed to hit. All right. Now we're going to go to the Bluegrass. Let me go to the Bluegrass. Delilah, calm down. It's okay. It's okay, honey. Come on. Bluegrass Parkway. Okay.
Head south on Glenview Drive toward US 62 East.
This is what I've learned.
62 East.
I've learned.
Take the next left onto US 62 East.
There we go. Start. Come on. Start. There we
Head
go.
south on Glenview Drive toward US 62
One thing I
East,
learned
then turn left
is,
onto US 62
let me turn
East.
this volume down. There we go. Is that Crystal Rogers' car was going away from the farm. Like I was on the Bluegrass Parkway yesterday, and I looked at exit 34 in conjunction with exit or mile marker 14. Mile marker 14 was where Crystal Rogers lost her life. Okay, or not lost her life, where her car, excuse me, sorry, where her car was found on the side of the road on the Bluegrass Parkway. It was right before the mile 14, and it had a flat tire. I believe the car may have been on, but all of her belongings were in that vehicle. Jason Ellis, it was in the opposite direction, 20 miles to exit 34, and when I get there, I'm going to decide which way to go, but I think we're going to go to Jason Ellis's area because you guys need to see that. I can't remember whether internet worked well over there. It's more of a desolate area, but we're just right off the Bluegrass Parkway, so I think it'll still be a decent signal for you guys. Hey guys, for those, very bad connection. I see that I have a very bad connection. Do I have a very bad connection? Jason Ellis 2013, the Netherlands 2014, Crystal Rogers 2015, and Tommy Ballard 2016. They all happened so close together that it's hard to think that they don't have relevance from one to another. I mean, you're talking about 13,000 citizens, a little over 13,000, maybe in 2025, closer to 14,000 citizens. Can you guys hear me? It's good now. Well, it's saying it's popping back, bad connection, good connection, bad connection. So I apologize about that, y'all. I'll turn you guys around so you guys can see the drive. Very bad connection, it says. Very, very bad connection. I always seem to get on the little slowy down thingies. So hopefully we're streaming well. Again, there's not a whole lot I can do when I'm on the road. I can live stream, and I've got another video of some content that I'm going to be dropping for you guys today. I've already got it uploaded. It'll drop about 2 hours after we get off this live. I'd like this live to get some attention, as much attention as it can possibly get, but I realized that my internet service isn't working, and I brought my hotspot box, and I had to buy a new one, and I popped the thing in, so I've got to try to find an AT&T store to find out why my account why they're taking $20 out of my account, which used to be $23, but now it's around even $20, when my account's been suspended since November. And I think that's about the time that I bought the new box. So I think my stuff's not compatible or something's not right, but they've still been charging me. So I have got to get that figured out, and then that should fix up some of this bad connections that we have, because usually in the rural areas the AT&T works the best. Can you guys at least hear me? Even if it's a bad connection, it's saying a bad connection, but it's not throwing me off. I just want to make sure you guys can still hear me. The property, the grandmother's. I guess this is probably more rural than anything that we've dealt with, but this is how they would be making it out to the Bluegrass. Now, granted, it's from the farm, but listen to this. The exit to the farm is like 21, exit 21. That's the farm road exit. And she was down at 14, so they didn't take her car very far before the flat tire happened. And I keep wondering, what in the world, what did they do to the car to give it a flat tire? Because she's been out at that farm multiple times. Were they planning on doing something else with it? And I'm pretty sure that the Grandma Whitehouse is the one that they used her to cover up a lot of this crime. And it's my understanding that Grandma is the, the heavy iron, the heavy fist when it comes to law enforcement and others. Can somebody tell me whether you guys hear me? I need a check. I need a check. Whether you guys can hear me or not. Can you guys hear me? Yes, okay, perfect. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. I never know. I have to ask you guys for questions because I just don't know. Perfect. I'm trying to get to all the places. I mean, this is the wide open country here, so we're having a real bad connection out here in the country. I don't see any towers whatsoever. So if we go down, we go down. We're 6 minutes out from the Bluegrass Parkway, so just bear with me until we get to where we're going. Hopefully it's not a horrible picture. Hopefully you guys are seeing a little bits, but I can't see your images and I can't stop to look. So I apologize for any technical issues we're having while we're broadcasting live and moving. There's not a whole lot I can do when we're moving. So as you guys can see, this is it. This is Bardstown. There's not a whole lot to see here, and definitely hard to believe there's this many homicides, unsolved homicides. And when you break it down like I have, it makes it very, very difficult not to see what everybody else is seeing. This town doesn't have crime. Crime is a rarity. And then from 2013 to 2016, you have 5 homicides. Something's not right. Something's not right. It has shook this community to its core. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people were very concerned about their well-being when this stuff was going on, and that's why they kept their mouths shut. All right, we're about 5 minutes out from the parkway. Now I got to figure out where I'm entering on the parkway to figure out which one we're going to go to first, because if I enter on the one side, then we have to go to Crystal's. If I enter on the other side, we have to go to Jason Ellis's first. So it just really depends. We're about to be entering soon. I know people like to say that I drive crazy when I'm in town, but you guys have watched 15 cars pass me. I don't think they like my slow driving, but I don't know where I'm going. There's a lot of turns on these roads. Y'all, we're almost to the parkway. We're almost to the Parkway. Oops, this is it. Okay. Bluegrass Parkway, here we come. Now, this is looking a little more desolate, guys. I don't know if our internet's going to get better or worse. Okay. We're about to enter on the Bluegrass Parkway in about 2 minutes. So just bear with me. I'm still with you. Don't leave me, y'all. We're almost there. Junction Bluegrass Parkway. Junction Bluegrass Parkway. We are officially about to enter. There's my junction right there. Do we want to go west? We're going to go east. So east is up here. All right, we're going east. I think we're going toward Jason Ellis. I think it's west. Exit 24. Oh, we're further back than I thought we were. So I think we're only going to have about 10 miles to go to get to Jason Ellis. And you guys are going to want to see this. Hopefully the internet's getting better. Is the internet getting better? So we've got about 10 minutes. I'm hoping the internet works. I see a cell tower up ahead, so hopefully the internet works. Oops. Is it starting to... I'm down. Okay, it's clear. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So we have about 10 minutes down the road here, and I'm praying to God that you guys will be able. It's spotty at best. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, it looks like I have a cell tower, so I might be getting better internet now that I'm on the Parkway, but we're gonna go up here to exit 34. This is where Jason Ellis was ambushed. And you can see everything is very close together. I mean, nothing is really more than 20 minutes away from one another, y'all. Even Crystal Rogers' car, she was within 20 minutes of that farm. Everything that has happened here has happened within 20 minutes of each other, which I find very, very alarming personally. So, we passed the exit. That was mile marker 35. We passed the exit. We're gonna have to turn around. That's why they took me. They took me too far. And then we're gonna come on the wrong frickin' side of the exit because I need to be on this side to exit from this side. So we'll have to go up and do a turnaround. I was going to, well, what the heck. Let me go up here and do a turnaround. Okay, we got to go up, and like you can't even turn around for 5 miles. But we missed the exit. I came in too late. I guess when I put the Bluegrass Parkway, I should have marked my spot when I was at exit 35. So it's gonna suck a little bit because we're gonna have to go up, and then we're gonna have to go past 34 because I need to be on this side of 34 because it was this side of 34 that he exited, and you guys need to see that exit. So it's just bear with me. We're at least got better internet service on the Parkway. We've just got to do a U-turn, but I can't do a U-turn for 5 miles. And then once we get to exit 14, where Crystal's car was found, that's going to be the end of our tour. The place where her car was found, I've got to say, there was nothing. It was just, there's not really anything on this parkway. I mean, there's just nothing. And it was about 7 minutes from the turn off the exit. I think the exit from where her car was at was 7 miles down the road, maybe 5 to 7 miles down the road before you could even turn around or, go to an exit that might have some help or something like that. Like these exits on this Bluegrass Parkway are checkered out because we're in the middle of mountains. And the weird part about it is, and don't laugh at me, which I know some of you are already going to laugh at me, but I've never been to Kentucky. I mean, I'm sure like over the Tennessee line, I've been to Kentucky like that. But I never thought Kentucky was this mountainous. I don't know why I didn't think about this. I'm just not smarter than a 5th grader. And I have to be honest with you. Ooh, good. What does it say? Thanks, Justin. Oh, it's nice to see you. Thank you, Justin, for being here, by the way, and getting a lay of the land with me. The one thing I can say about this area is sometimes, like Hawkins County, when I went into Hawkins County, they had a cute little downtown, but I wasn't impressed with the county as a whole. I mean, outside of the beautiful downtown that they had with the businesses and stuff, everything else, that was probably the highlight of Hawkins County, and that's where Summer Wells disappeared from. Here, on the other hand, I am, like, everything to me, I mean, there's some, I haven't even come into a real shady area, to be honest with you. There are areas that appear to be maybe a little more run down than other parts of the area, which you would expect if the first settlements in this area was in like the late 1700s. So some of these buildings and stuff have been around for a significant amount of time. This is old country. This is an old distillery area. I have to imagine that this was an area that a lot of bootlegged liquor rolled through back in the Prohibition. We definitely know of, because of Summer Wells' mom, we know of the Cornbread Mafia. Well, I spoke to Jim Logden, which is the author of Cornbread Mafia. I interviewed him in the Summer Wells case, and they talked about the marijuana stuff in the busts out here, and some of the Cornbread Mafia doing life imprisonment for the growth of cannabis and whatever. But okay, we're about a mile. We need to be at exit 34. We're at exit 42. That's what happened. Is I was coming from, they were taking me through the country to get me to where they pinpoint the Bluegrass Parkway, but we should have entered further back, because when I entered yesterday, I entered at exit, I don't know, at exit 24, I believe. I'm pretty sure I did. But he would have been leaving the police station, so he would have been going east on the parkway toward his home. And so that's why it's so important that we get you have to look at the ramp. The ramp, okay, we're hitting a very bad connection, y'all. If you guys don't already know, I gotta get turned around. Stick with me. We'll be flipping around here, guys. I just gotta get out of this area. We're going away from civilization, not towards civilization. So, well, there's civilization here. Okay, we gotta turn here. We're doing literally a U-turn. You know what? I actually might be able to show you. I don't know. We'll have to go back and check the ramp out for 34. But I think I could show you what I need to show you. If we have the internet working well enough over there, I'll get out of the vehicle. And, hey, Justin, let me ask you a question. You might know about this. I saw, does OnStar sell Wi-Fi? Or what is OnStar? Is OnStar Wi-Fi? Is that what gets, because I'm wondering if I should get, like, OnStar. They make those where my car will be Wi-Fi. Maybe somebody in the chat knows if OnStar is Wi-Fi. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost, guys. I'm lost. No, I'm not lost. I'm kind of frustrated that I knew that when I put Bluegrass Parkway in yesterday, I was in a different area and I didn't think about that, and I knew I never made it to the pin drop, and I did it again, and I grabbed the pin drop, and it drove us halfway through this desolate area to get to this spot, but it was after the turn that we needed. So I'm kind of a little upset about that, but we're heading west back on the Blue-Green Parkway, or Blue whatever Parkway, Bluegrass Parkway. Welcome to Kentucky. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, we went out in Nelson County because I'm entering Nelson County. I didn't even realize we left Nelson County. Holy smokes, y'all. Oh my goodness. Some days I'm just a ding-dong. What can I say? I'm just a ding-dong. Okay, we're 5 miles from the ramp. Okay, we're 5 miles from the ramp. So I'm hoping and praying to God that we have decent internet by the time we get there. I think we do, because I think that's the exit that had the tower out, just a little ways past it. And if that's the case, we shouldn't have a bad connection. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm going to try to recheck our connection right now, because I still see it saying very bad, and it shouldn't be. Catch up. There we go. Hopefully that's better now. Thank you all for being here. We're trying to get to the Jason. Is because there's nothing around. There's no mistaking. There's like somebody wanted that man dead. Period. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Somebody wanted him dead. And he's deceased. What did I do? There it is. We're barely hanging on, Betty. I appreciate it. You know what, you guys, don't worry. I promise you, I pre-recorded all of this stuff yesterday. I've got great quality imagery. I'm going to be dropping I wish I could play it. It's ready now. I wonder if it would let me share my screen. If it lets me share my screen, I'll play, we'll get to a good area with good internet. With good internet, and we'll play the video. I tell you what, it's rough. Poor Delilah. She is such a trooper, man. She is. I can't express that enough. She's a ride or die dog, but she gets whimpery here and there. I think she hates the silence. I like, right now is the calmest she's been on this trip, where she's not whimpering and whining. And the entire time that we've been in the car, this time I've been talking. So I think my voice soothes her. I think whenever she's driving in the seat and there's no noise, or she doesn't hear my voice and she hits a bump, like we hit a bump or something, I think it scares her. All right, so this is the plan, y'all. I wish I could check to see what kind of feed you guys have. I don't know how good of the quality it is. I'm very, very, very sorry. Okay, so here is exit 34. This is the exit. Oh, let me turn it around. This is the exit that he was ambushed on, but he's not on this side. We have to go past this exit. We have to go to the next exit, and then we've got to double back to the exit so you guys can see what the exit looks like, because truly it is interesting. Double dip soda fountain. Maybe we'll go get a coffee or something, I don't know, and get some decent. So it's the Springfield Historic District. The Springfield Historic District is the exit, but again, we're on the wrong side of the road. He wasn't coming this way. He was leaving the Bardstown Police Department when he was ambushed. That means he would have been coming east, and we're heading west. So I'm driving past this exit. We're going to go up to the next exit, which is probably 5 miles down the road. There's nothing we can do about it. But we'll go up to the next exit. In the very next exit, we'll double back and come back on the other side where we can see, and you guys can get a good understanding of the Jason Ellis ramp. This ramp, I was not expecting to see it. It is dark, y'all. It is dark. It is, there's nothing. I mean, nothing out there. And I'm praying to God. See, he entered on that side. Oh, you guys can't see. He entered on the other side, this side over here. That's the side he entered on. And we're on the wrong side. So let me hit gas here. It should take me up to the next exit. Okay, so our next exit is the Bardstown exit, and it's 10 miles down the road. You guys see that? 10 miles. So that's our next exit. So I've got to go 10 miles that way. That's where I entered in on this before. I entered at exit like 24, 25, and didn't have any problems. And of course today, while we're going live, we've got, you know, problems. But we're getting back to the civilization. Let me wondering why it goes dark is because I'm resetting the options so you guys get a better connection. So every time it goes dark, it's not necessarily me going out, it's me resetting the connection. And we just have a poor connection in this area. So can we get a mic test? Can you guys tell me whether put one mic, yes, whether you can hear me. The number 2 question is whether the visual is really pixelated or if it's coming in decent. That's what I'd like to know. Clown vision, who? 1. Okay, so we got audio. Can somebody tell me about video? How's the video quality? Is it too horrible? It's fine on both. Perfect. Okay, great. That's what I'd love to hear. Okay, thank God. All right. Sorry for taking you guys on this road trip where you're just seeing literally road, but I entered the Bluegrass Parkway too far down, and we had to turn around, and I didn't want to get off on the wrong exit. Yes, we have exit 34 on both sides of the road, but I want you to see the exact exit that the exact ramp he was murdered on, that he was ambushed on. And we can't get to that until I go up here 10 miles, and then we got to go 10 miles back. So we're on a road trip, y'all. We're on an information, fact-finding road trip. This is a case that I covered before there was any arrest in this case. I've covered all 4 cases, but mostly stayed on the Crystal Rogers case. I think the reason why we stayed on the Crystal Rogers case is because, you know, I don't know what gravitated us to it. I think by Crystal Rogers, I think that's when we started realizing something more was going on in this town. You know, Jason Ellis, yeah, it was an officer that was ambushed. Why it didn't make more national news, I don't know. But it didn't. The mom and her 16-year-old daughter being brutally murdered inside their home, why that didn't make national news from here, I don't know. But by the third one, by 2015, it made national news. Crystal Rogers, I would have not, this is one of those cases that didn't come to me by an audience member. It's one that came to me by national media. It was when I learned about the case, and it was a day that we were low on our whatever case we were covering. I think it was probably Summer Wells was probably starting to, maybe it was after Gabby Petito. It started slowing down just a tad, and we were getting ready, and I was looking for new cases. I found a few in Florida. We did the one with Colin Knapp in Pasco County, and you know, went out there, and I kind of interviewed his parents, and you know, was looking, you know, into that case very, very heavily. And then he was finally arrested as we were leaving town to go to the Summer Wells case. So I have to think it was as Summer Wells was winding down. When Summer Wells was winding down, did I lose you guys? I don't see any chatting. Yeah, something's not right. Must have lost them. Oh, there you guys are. Sorry, I thought I lost you. I quit talking. Delilah started whimpering. I'm like, I think I lost them. You're back. I see some chats. This is a product of our job. You know, we're on the move. I try to take you guys where some of this stuff happens, but unfortunately, you know, we don't have the best internet out in the rural areas, and it seems like a lot of our cases, Summer Wells was in rural. These cases are kind of rural a little bit. That's when I hit the side of the road. Do you guys, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the further I go this way, the less I have of bandwidth. And I think if I take you guys down to 14, I think you guys are I'm going to lose you guys. So maybe, just maybe, we should ixnay 14 since we're having internet problems, but we are going to 34. I think 34 is interesting. I think the Jason Ellis ramp is very, very interesting and very enlightening. Elizabeth City, yep. That's the direction that the car was going, was that Elizabethtown or something like that. And here's Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark Distillery, Jim Beam's Distillery. I've never been a whiskey drinker. I don't like either of those, never have. But I didn't realize Maker's Mark and Jim Beam were from Kentucky. I guess it truly is the bourbon capital of the world. Now, Crystal Rogers' car was 11 miles that way. We're not going that way because I have a funny feeling we're going to lose internet more if we go that way. We're going to turn around here, and we're going to go back 9 miles to exit 34. And we're going to see, hopefully you guys see it. Don't worry if you guys haven't. I've recorded it all. We will, when I get to a stopping point, we'll do a live and we'll get 4K quality of everything that you guys are seeing today, here and now. You are such a good girl, Delilah. I just want to tell you that. You are just Mom's precious baby angel. I don't ever want you to think anything different. What a she's not, nothing's ever perfect, but Dad burn it. If it came close to perfect, she's the closest to perfect I think I've ever had. That baby. What a sweet little baby. She knows I'm talking about her. She wants to be in Mommy's lap. Oh, that sweet little baby angel. Oh, the sweet little precious baby angel. Okay, guys, now we're going to get off on the right exit. I am so sorry about that. I know it cost us about 20 minutes of our life. Either way, we need to have the right exit. I pray that you guys will get to see it and it's not pixelated and you guys can see it very clear, because I've got a lot to say about... Ooh, Delilah! Did that come out of your butt? Oh, good gracious. Oh, my dog just gasped me. Like, literally gasped me. I don't think I've ever smelled such funk before. Whoa, doggy. You look relieved. She's got this look of relief in her eyes. Were you a little gassy there, girlfriend? Oh my goodness. Right when I'm talking about how perfect you are, you decided to let a bomb out. Was that a wink? Did you just give me a wink? I cannot believe that came out of her. I could still smell it. Like, I can't put down the windows because I'm going to blow you guys away, but oh my goodness. I wish I wasn't in the car at the moment. All right, so where are we according to time? I'll keep you guys up to date on mile markers in case you guys aren't, if you're on your phone or something like that. Yes, Delilah gasped the crap out of me, and it was some funk. It's finally dissipated though, but boy. And she's just staring at me. She's got her little head on the, I can't show you guys just now, but she's got her little head on the armrest. I'm petting her head and rubbing her ear, which is what relaxes her. And she's just staring at me like, are we there yet? Okay, we're at mile marker 27. We're trying to get to mile marker 34. Can somebody we'll get a little closer, and then I'm going to ask for an audio and video check. Audio is 1, video is 2. So when you do check, just say check 1, check 2 to let me know periodically that audio and video is doing well. I think that's what dissipated the smell. I mean, it lingered for a little minute, but now it's kind of moved through. And she's just a happy little girl with the floppy old ears. A happy little girl with the floppy old ears. Yes, ma'am. And before we left the house, she got a bath, and she got her ears cleaned, and she got some antiseptic in her ears, and some drops for yeast, so that she keeps a nice, healthy ear canal, and she's got some Pantene on her coat to keep her nice and silky, and she's spoiled. When I say spoiled, she's spoiled. If I could afford to hire somebody to hand feed her, she would prefer that. Okay? But I'm not a hand feeder, and I'm not hiring anybody to, so she has to suffer with having to get her own food out of her own bowl, and she hates it. She looks at me, she wants me to hand her everything. She wants me to hand her everything. Alright. Okay, we're getting close. Sorry sorry guys, I'm have an elevated speed, but I'm not speeding to where I will get a ticket, but I'm just trying to get us to where we're going a little bit quicker because I'm tired of looking at the Blue-Green Parkway, Bluegrass Parkway. I don't know why I keep calling it Blue-Green. I don't know why. Bluegrass Parkway. It's saying it's a very, very bad connection. I think this is the spot that's really bad. Let me try to reset the connection if you guys can hear me. Visual and audio 4 is just another 2 miles. All right, it's the Lincoln Homestead, Taylorsville Lake State Park. All right, we're on the right side of the road. Guys, I'm praying you guys see and can hear. I'd rather you guys not be able to hear and just be able to see. I see the chat moving, so that's giving me hope for you guys yet. Okay, we're about 1.3 miles from the exit. Okay, good. I see chat moving really good. That's a good sign. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I see in here. Perfect. We've got 0.9 miles to go, and you guys are going to see this. I'm going to go slow because there's nobody that takes this exit. And I'm telling you, nobody. I could have stopped right in the middle of the freaking road on the ramp and been fine for 30 minutes. There's just nobody out here. But it was Sunday yesterday, so that has a lot to do with it. There you guys go. It's the Springfield Bloomfield exit. I don't know where he lived. I didn't look into him that much. Just his case as a whole. All right, here we go, guys. We're about to take the exit. I'm going to start slowing down while we take this exit because you're not going to believe this. Look at the bridge above it. So you've got access. You've got places that can pass. At night, there's nothing, and I mean nothing going on. Now, I don't know where the limbs fell. But look at this. There's nothing but limbs. Right when you get to this corner right here, you are complete. Nobody can see jack crap. You can't see it. Nothing. Right here. Right dead right here. I'm praying to God you guys can see this. Right here, you can't see crap from the road, from the Bluegrass Parkway. Right here. There it is. Look at that. Holy crap. Oh, I got a thing right there. Jason Ellis. Right there. That's where he was. Sorry, I had a tractor trailer. Let me get moving. And then we're gonna go over right here. There's no place to park. You guys see this? There's no place to park whatsoever. Oops, I gotta stop. This is the only place that you can park. This is the only place that you can park right here. I'm praying you guys can see all this. This right here, and there was a different car there yesterday. This is the only place you can park right here. Somebody could have parked right here at midnight. I'm praying you guys can see this. Parked here and walked up this ramp. Okay, honey, we're gonna go to the bathroom. We're gonna go right now. We're gonna go right now. I'm sorry. And so they could have parked there, walked with a rifle. Now, mind you, there's nothing. I mean, you see buildings here, but this is desolate at night. Completely, utterly desolate. Now, let's go back east. All right. Now we're going to go back to civilization. I think we're going back. Oh, nope, we're not going back to civilization. We're going back the way we just came. All right, guys. Yes, so I have no way of turning around except for another 10 miles. That's kind of the trip in a nutshell. I want to thank you all for, let me just pull over here so I can talk to you while we got some internet. Because I'm going to take, there we go. Okay. Put in park. My, assessment, and it's what I saw, and I actually drove that area in and around exit 34. I drove that area to see what was all around there, and there's just a lot of stuff. So, or not a lot of stuff, I mean a lot of big stuff like farmland, you know, stacks and stuff like that, but no civilization, so to speak. It was real farmland that you could see crops and what are those things, silos? It's good now, good. Those silos and stuff like that, there was a bunch of those in that area and a lot of flat land. So with the Jason Ellis, I guess I just wasn't expecting how desolate the area was, and now that I know how desolate it was, and the branches and, you know, the Tommy Ballard, you got to look at all of these things. The lying in wait, there was lying in wait in Jason Ellis' case, and there was lying in wait in Tommy Ballard's case. You know what I'm saying? Those seem pretty, I mean, how many people are going to lie in wait to shoot somebody in 13,000 people? I mean, literally, law enforcement at this point in a decade has probably had an opportunity to investigate all 13,000 of its residents, you know, to find out where they were and what they were doing. They could literally, in the time that it's taken to bring this case to trial for the Crystal Rogers case, they could have literally have investigated every single one of their residents in that time. That's a little over 1,000 residents cleared every year from this case. They have 13,000 people. It was 10 years. You need, you know what I'm saying? Well, 8 years. So you have right about, what, 1,500, 1,250 residents cleared every year from this crime. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you. God bless you. Thank you for hanging out with me and learning a little more about these cases. Now the real work begins, because I've got to I've got to start putting all these videos together and starting to lay it out for you. And so the very first video is going to be just that. We're going to just give you a little bit of background information. But it'll be a better quality than the live stream that you're doing now. It should be uploaded into the phone or into the system now. I just got to turn it over. So I hope you support the work we're doing on the Crystal Rogers case. Rock it out with your coffee beans out, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Please don't forget to hit the like button. That's the best way, the freest way you can say thank you. This stuff does take a lot of time of research and obviously driving, more importantly. So I hope you guys at least are going to learn a little more about this case. This is going to be one of the trials that we will be covering, and I want you guys to be familiar with this case while we cover the trial. And I truly believe that this is going to be one of many major trials in this very small town. All right, guys, see you soon. God bless.